Taulia, I don't know how much you've seen from a film as far as Charlotte defensively, but coming off their first win, what sort of things do they do impress you over there?
Yeah, I think Charlotte, they have a really good team. They have a good head coach, and their DC has a lot of experience, been in a lot of big games. But talent-wise, they have really good D-line. They have a good secondary who can, run with a lot of receivers and stuff like that. They play hard to the ball, and they present a good challenge for us this weekend.
Hey, Taulia. How did it feel starting off the season strong like that in front of your home crowd, no less?
Yes, sir. That's what all our hard work coming in the off season. We always wanted to start off fast. That was our main goal. At the end of the day, start off 1-0 in the season, and give our crowd, our fans out here something to look forward to, and keep the excitement going and stuff like that. So it was definitely exciting.
Taulia, Coach Loxley said you guys worked a lot over the offseason on your deep ball, making sure your footwork was proper, your eyes were where they needed to be, things like that. Just what were those workouts like over the offseason for you, and how do you think that kind of played out on Saturday?
Yeah, those, every day at practice, really starting from spring, just getting the timing down with every receiver, always working on deep balls, and it's kind of a two-way street thing. The receivers got to run hard and give that game look. And it just started from training camp all the way up, and still to this day we're continuing to work on it every day at practice. And we know football now is all about explosive plays, and for our offense we need more explosive plays and more deep shots. So we're definitely going to continue to work on that.
For a quarterback, when you're throwing deep, how important are those things? The footwork and the eyesight, the trajectory of the ball, things like that. How important are those things?
It's very important. At the end of the day, it's all fundamentals. When it comes to throwing the ball, you got to make sure you're not stepping too wide off of your platform, and that's one of the problems I had. I would overstride on my front foot, and the ball would die out sometimes. So stuff like that, just continue to work on it, make sure I'm staying tight with my release point and not looking at the ball, looking at the receiver and stuff like that. So.
Hey, Taulia. Obviously, I know a lot of new pieces, a lot of familiar pieces as well, but just kind of having week one done, watching the film and whatnot, what's maybe one thing that when you watch the film that you were maybe impressed with or you felt confident with, and maybe an area for growth going into week two?
Yes, sir. I think some of the things that I was impressed with was, we had a lot of new guys on the O-line. We had a lot of new guys outside and receiver, and just the tempo we was playing with. I think that was really good to see, us executing our base plays and stuff like that. But I think the most important thing I got to work on is ball security. A lot of times I broke the pocket with one hand on the ball, and that's something, we've been continuing to work on since I got here. And it's kind of like an old habit that I have, so I just got to continue to have two hands on the ball every time I move around in the pocket and protect the football. So.
Taulia, you've had a preponderance to find your tight ends in your career here at Maryland, and you've had some good ones. How does Corey Dyches fit into that role? You hit him for 6 times for over 100 yards. Pretty impressive.
Yes, sir. Dyche is a very hard worker. And obviously that's my boy, and he just continues to find the right open spots, and he can do it all. He can run the ball, he can catch, he can block. And whatever we need of him, he's always there to do it. And I'm happy that he had a really good game in his new jersey. So.
Hey, Taulia. There were a couple of points during the game where you looked a little, banged up, shaken up at points. How are you feeling?
I feel great.
And then Coach was kind of talking about how there are times where you can limit the number of hits you take by, throwing it away a little bit earlier, maybe not extending the play as much as you do. How do you balance wanting to make plays but also trying to protect yourself so that you're able to get through an entire season?
Yes, sir. I think that's, it's kind of hard for me. Just, being very competitive. Every play to us matters so much, and when the play breaks down, you obviously want to be the problem solver to the play, and but like Coach said, it's not worth it taking those hits on the sideline and taking hits late in the pocket and stuff like that. So, it's kind of a thing I got to manage and learn when to, let the play go and learn how to live for another play. So.
Taulia, having a new center this year that wasn't around last year, how have you felt yourself becoming antiquated with Mike Purcell, and how do you think he's kind of grasping the offense and the snap counts, et cetera?
Yes, sir. I feel very comfortable with whether Mike's in there, whether Eric's in there, or Corey's in there. But with Mike, I feel very confident with him in there. I think he's done a really good job of adapting to our system. And, the center position is always a hard position coming in, especially if you're new. There's a lot of different calls, and just the language we speak is very different, and I think he's done a really good job of adapting to it.
I guess a lot of been talk between Loxley and other questions. Other people asked some of the players about the primetime game Saturday. So what's kind of the atmosphere among the team of having this big time nationally televised game this weekend?
Yeah, it's obviously very exciting. It's a blessing we get to play on, big platforms like that. But I think the biggest thing we need to do is, continue to focus on our job. We just got to go in there and execute. But it's definitely going to be exciting, and I know we're going to have a good crowd. So.
Hey, Taulia, Roman was telling us that going against your defense in practice makes your unit better. Kind of what's your perspective on that? And on game days, when you see them going, making 3 and outs and giving you more opportunities, how much motivation does that give you, your side of the ball?
Yes, sir. I think, Roman hit it on the dot. I think the look we get at practice every day, good on good or scout, I think it's really helpful for us, and it gets us better. Coach Locks always talks about iron sharpens iron, and we all take that to heart. Every good on good rep we have with each other, we try to go hard, and we only have 2 days of hard practices and stuff like that. So we always try to get each other better, and we know we have full confidence that the best team we're going to play is the team that we practice against every time. So we know that we can only beat ourselves, and the more we continue to get better with each other, the better we'll be overall. So.
Hey, Taulia. Octavian led the team with 7 targets on Saturday. How has your trust level kind of increased from last year with him?
Yes, sir. Octavian, obviously, he's not so a young player no more. He's stepping into the role that we have for him over here, and he's another guy. Whatever we ask of him, he'll do it. He can play a lot of different positions. On the offensive side, he also kick returns, punt returns, and very good leader. One of our leaders on our team too, and I have a lot of trust in every receiver that goes in the game, and I have trust in all of them. So.
Anything else? Thanks, Taulia.
Thank you.
Thank you.